Hello my creatives and welcome to another video. Today we are going to work on the Lapbook and I want to work on this side. We did this last time. I haven't added anything else because I don't know yet what I want, but I do know what I want to have on this panel, on this side. And that is completely inspired by a video from Margreth. She made a pocket thingy in her last 100 day project and I thought, well, that is a great addition to do on my Lapbook. So what do we need for that? We need 2 A4 sheets of paper, or at least 1 A4-ish because I took off my white borders. And we need one that is 8.5 by 11. I printed mine double-sided with the same print. This is from the Basics kit and this is from the William Morris and Bloom kit. You can get the kits on my Ko-fi page that is linked down below in the description box. So that is what we are going to do or use today, and we are going to create. So I think we will first start with cutting a piece of paper to 8 by 8, I guess. So I have my trim board here, so I want to use this for the outer thing and I want to use this for the inner thing to call it like that. I have not made one before, so let's do this together. Let's figure it out together. How big is this? This is a little bit less than 8, so it's 7/8. Should I do the other one then also? Yeah, let's do this side also 7/8 of an inch. So I will cut it here, so it is a square. I will go for a square. I will keep this, of course, because great scrap. And then we need the scoreboard in a little while. But first I need to figure out some stuff. So this is my paper that I want to use. Now, first of all, what we do, the base was very easy. And that is also why I liked it so much. Because all I had to do, or Margaret said we should do, is fold this in half. So also this is printed on just regular printer paper, but maybe you would like to do something a little bit more sturdy. I don't know. I just did the normal printer paper because it was inside my printer. Okay, fold it in half. Now, then she cut everything in half because she had slots for her die machine. I don't have slots for my die machine, but I do want to have slots. So I need to determine how big this needs to be. And this is somewhat where the scoring comes into play. I will grab my booklet because I don't know, I haven't measured anything. Let's figure it out. So if we have this here and I would like it to cover the whole, you know, thing, then probably that is not possible. So let's see. Okay, maybe we should first fold the flap. So I want this to be on top as the flap. And that flap I want to have about this height. Now, this is not all the folding. We are going to create a spine and that is why we need the scoreboard. But let's do this first. And then we are going to... Do I have this side or the other side? No, this side will be fine. Do I? Maybe this side is better. Because then you will see all of the beautiful design I did. Yeah, okay, this side. Because the other side will be stuck down to the base. So I would like to have my grunginess showing. Okay, yes. Then I think about here. So these two overlap. That is very important, of course, if you don't want it to look silly. These two overlap. And so I will give you measurements in a bit. If this is a convenient measurement, I don't know. But I want these two pieces to overlap quite a bit. I think about 3/4 of an inch. But now we are going to take the scoreboard. because I want to create a spine, and that is very easy even when you already folded your paper, because we're going to line it up, and this is almost 2 inches, so this is almost 2 inches, so I will line it up and then I will score at 2 1/4 inch. So now I have a spine. Score on the inside of your folding line, because that way your flap is still intact and you now can create a spine. You can do this with all your paper crafts or all the things you are folding. You can always create a spine afterwards, but keep in mind that your project, of course, the base, this part will be a little bit smaller, and make sure that you don't take off this part because we managed to think about this in a certain size. I'm going to do the same for the bottom. So I folded the bottom apparently around 4 inches. So I'm lining it up with the 4. So this piece is 4 inches, and then I'm going to score at 4 1/4 to create my spine piece. So why am I doing this? So I have enough space. Okay, so this is the base. Of course this doesn't line up now, but we will fix everything. Then I need this piece, and this piece needs to be folded in half, and I would like to see this design on one page and the other on the other. So I am folding this in half, and now there's something difficult for me because it is almost 8 inches and not completely 8 inches. So determining the middle is very difficult for me. So I think the middle is 3/7/8. I don't know. I am going to fold it, and I'm going to make a little notch so I can see where the middle is. So the middle is over there, and that is, oh yes, it's about 3/7/8. So for this, and this is what Margreth didn't do, but I would like to do, I want to have 1/8 inch spine. So I'm going to score at 3/4 inch, and I'm going to score at 4. Oh no, now it's also a 1/4 inch spine. That was not the plan, Kyra. It's okay. Now this is also a 1/4 inch spine. That doesn't really matter. Okay, a 1/4 inch spine. We are going for it. Because 1/8 inch is very difficult if you are scoring in the middle. Okay, it's 1/4 inch spine. Now, this is our middle piece, and how do I want it? Yeah, I do want it like this, because then I have the grunchiness on both sides. I think that is the scoring. So now we have these 2 pieces. So we have one piece that goes open like this, and it has the opening here. And we have one piece that opens like this and has the opening here. Now, ideally, you didn't have to cut them in half, as Margreth said, but I would like the grungy stuff on a particular side, and that is the downside. So I still need to open this up. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to tear these pages in half, because that's very easy to do, and then re-glue them, simply because my design is on a part of a page that I would like to have differently. So I'm going to tear them in half. Why tearing? Well, it is easier and I love the look. So if your design is properly on the sides where you would like to have it, then you don't need to tear them, but I do. So we are going to put this piece aside. Let's work on this piece. So we want to have, for this it doesn't really matter. I am going to, however, press all the creases down very nicely. And what I want is, first of all, think about my closure. So I would like to have a closure with brads here and here. And that means I need my circle punch and I need some brads. Now, I do this while this thing is still open, because then I can access everything easily. Also, I need to ink. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to ink all these pieces off camera, and I'm going to find a paper that I want to use for the closure and the supplies for that. Okay, I'm back. I made a mistake with this. You don't have to tear it open, or at least I also didn't have to. So I just glued this already shut. So it is original as you are. So don't tear your paper open. Now, first of all, I want to create the closures. I already punched out 2 circles with my circle punch and 2 of these hole reinforcers to add in the middle. Now, I want to, of course, make them a little bit more fancy because they are just plain. And we need to create a hole in the middle of these circles. So maybe I should do that first. You don't need a big hole because I only have small brads. So I don't even think that I'm going to use my crocodile. I think I'm just going to poke a hole with my awl, not owl, but awl. I have it here. This is somewhat the middle, I guess. Try not to poke in your fingers, Kyra. That would be great. And here. So the only reason that these will be glued down underneath is to give the thread that I'm going to use a little bit more space. Now I want to do the stamping on things like Margreth does. So I have my little stamping block here, piece of paper, and I thought I have Tim Holt's ticket booth here. I thought that would be nice with the numbers and stuff, so I think I will use this one and just stamp it on, I guess. Let's try it. Let's see. And now I need to see. I think this is on. Oh yes! Oh, I love it. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, now on the other one, just going to do the same stamp. Oh, that looks so cool. I love it. Maybe a bit more inking. I already did ink, but maybe I need a bit more heavier inking now. Love it. Then next step is to glue these hole reinforcers to the back of these around the middle hole. So the thread that I will add has a little bit more room. Now, why am I doing it this way and not with my crocodile and eyelets? Because I am pretty sure my crocodile will not reach until where I would like to have this closure thingy. So I'm not going to take any chances, and I have never done this with brads. I have brads, but I think I actually never used them before, or not these ones. No, not on the mat. No, no, Kyra. Oh, sometimes I wonder how it's possible that I breathe and live. Okay. Now they need to go. If you hear any noise, there are people outside. It is beautiful weather in the Netherlands, so then I need to mark our hole through our hole. Yes, that worked. And then I want to have this around here. Yeah. So now there's also a little black point here and a little black point here. Okay, very important part now, because I also would like to make a slot here like Margreth did. So that is why I also need to know where these go. I will make my holes already, and this is also why we kept it open, because now I can easily punch my holes through one side of the paper and not two. I'm just grabbing a tissue to poke in. So one hole and the other one. This is, by the way, not a tissue I use for my nose, but for inks. It's on my desk. It's still clean enough to use again. So I poked my holes, and now we can attach our thingy-ma-things. Oh, I like it. Oh, no. No, no. Nope. Nope. That's not smart, Kyra. First, you need to do the slot. Okay, so this is how it is assembled. I want to have the slot on the flap. This is the flap. So I want it here. So if you fold it open again, you want to create the slot here. The slot I will create how I did the last time with the inside of the file folder. I will use my crocodile now. And I will use the small side and the small setting. So how am I going to do this? I am going to line these sides up, and I'm going to think about how big I want my slot to be. How big do I want it to be? It cannot actually be a lot bigger than the middle, because then it will not completely go in. But do I need that to completely go in? No, of course not. I can just also glue it here shut, and then it's more shallow. Of course it can go in, because we have this on the back side. Okay, Kyra, it doesn't matter how big you want your slot to be. I am going to eyeball this. So I think the most important part is that you line up the sides of the flap, and then it will be pretty much on the same. No, it will not be, Kyra. No, no, this is all completely wrong. Okay, forget everything I said. Forget everything I said. That trick will not work with this flap. We're going to do it differently. We're going to use the same supplies, but we are going to do it differently. We have to do it the old-fashioned way, trying to line up our holes the old-fashioned way. So that might be problematic. Okay, I'm lining it up with my mat. I'm taking my ruler. I'm making sure my ruler is straight on here. I think I am leaving about, how much from the top? I think half an inch, 3/4 of an inch from the top, and the same amount from the side. So I'm going to poke a hole here, and then my slot until here. So then my slot is how many inches? You have 1, 2. My slot is 2 inches wide. Okay. We're going for it. Can my crocodile reach? Please. Please. No, it cannot. No, Kyra, you had such a great idea. Okay. How are we going to do this now? Because you don't have a hole maker. No. Oh no, this is so sad. Okay. But I really want to have this slot. So now, next plan. I'm just going to cut a slot here without holes, because I really want to have that slot there. Okay, I have my knife. I'm just going to cut from the bottom of my mark until the other bottom of my mug. And then move it on top. I hope it is straight. I didn't check. Oops, maybe I should have. Oh well, such is life. Pretty much here. So from here, I guess until here. Yes, because I really wanted to have this slot. And I have my slot. It is very narrow. It's too narrow. No, I don't think so. I have my slot. Not with the pretty circles, because I can't make that pretty circles. But I do have my slot. I will always win, paper. Going to ink this, because it does look a bit new. Really wanted to have my slot. Maybe I do need the big bite, but it feels like, because I already have the crocodile, it feels so, I don't know, like I maybe shouldn't, maybe don't use it enough, or okay, yeah, maybe a bit too much ink. Oh well. Okay, I have my slot. That is the reason why I printed on the inside. And I also want to create a half a circle punch. So do I want to have this one, or maybe the 2.5 one? I also have a 2, so maybe I want that. Let's see. That's too big for energy. I'm not going to punch it, but I need to check. Yeah, this is quite big. I'm going to grab another circle punch. I have the 2-inch circle punch here, so I guess I will like this a lot more. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Going to punch a half a circle out of the bottom, but not a half a circle. Yes. Okay. It still works. Now, of course, I need to re-ink this, and I also need to re-ink the inside a little. So let's do that together. So I thought this would be a lot easier, because I already thought of this plan, but it's still quite difficult. Oh, I'm so bummed out about these slots. But, you know, it worked out. Computer. It worked out. In the end. More inking. Okay, so now, is this dark enough on the inside? No. I would like to have a bit more ink. So I'm also just using ground espresso. So yeah, much better. Now let's attach our bread thingies, or holes. So this one here, and I'm opening it up. So as you see, we did all the things on one side of the paper. Okay, this one, and if I close it, this is how it's going to be. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, on the bottom, and I'm going to close this. Now I need a piece of tape. I'm going to grab some masking tape. So I'm sticking that over. So everything that I'm going to add inside this pocket will not stick to the bread. And otherwise you might lose your tags and stuff. Okay. Loving it, loving it. Close it, close it. Yes. Okay, then next, are we ready to close our thingy-ma-thing up? I guess we are. So what I'm going to do now, how we are going to close this, if we completely open it up again, is by adding glue here on the top, and of course this little piece here, and on this side, and then we are going to close it. So let's grab some glue. I'm using just regular cheap Action craft glue in a fine tip bottle, because that's the only way I like to use craft glue, because if I use the Action nibs, there comes out so much glue and it soaks my paper, and I don't like it, but I do like this. Now don't glue this bottom, because this is our pocket. So just two sides, because this is already glued. And we are going to close it, press everything down, line it up, press it down, so everything looks neat and pretty, especially this flap bottom. I still like my slot. Okay, we are done. Now this goes in like this and this. Great, great. Also, maybe still say it, maybe you would have liked to use a little bit of a heavier paper than regular copy paper, but yeah, I'm already this far, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, this is what we have. Now we need our other piece, which I said to tear but do not tear, so I already glued this back on. And we are also going to make two of these notches in here. So one in here, and I don't want to make it too deep because I don't want to lose a lot of my design. So I think about here. Yes, and one here. And if you didn't tear this and had to reglue it, you could open up your paper completely, but I can't. Yes, good enough. We need to re-ink. Let's do some re-inking. Also ink the inside of this, because that will be somewhat showing. Ink, ink, ink. Then also on this side. Ink. Then I believe we are ready for this. Are you ready for this? I have the song in my mind. We are also going to just glue this bottom. So you leave this side open and you leave that side open. I think I'm again ready for that. Okay, come on, glue. So just a small strip of glue and pushing it down. Now, what we are going to do with this is we are going to add it inside here as a flap out pocket thingy. And it fits perfectly. Oh, I'm so happy it does. I was a bit scared it wouldn't. I am going to line this up with the sides and the bottom, and I'm going to glue this on 3 sides. So I'm going to add glue on 3 sides. 1, the bottom, and also on this side, so it becomes a top loading pocket. So let's stick this one in here. Yes, okay. Pushing it down. And now this also has a spine, so if there is something a little bit more wider in this pocket, then it can, or thicker, it can grow. And this is how it will look on the side. And on the top. And like I said, preferably you would have used a little bit of a thicker paper because my paper is a bit flimsy. So I need to move it a little bit more. I might remake this in a little bit more sturdier paper because I'm thinking for my Lapbook it does feel a bit, you know, cheap and crumbly. Yeah, I'm going to remake this with a little bit sturdier paper, and then I will be back with you to show you what we are going to do with the Lapbook. Okay, I've remade my little folder flip thingy. So this was the old one. I did reuse the brads, the closure I already did also. I don't know if you can see, but I think it's a good opportunity to show you that these two look different in color because I used different papers, and that shows you that paper choice does matter. This one is a lot cooler, this one is a lot warmer, and it's because it's different paper. So this is the well, cheap, just, you know, regular copy paper, and this is the 160 GSM paper that I have. So it really depends on your paper choice, how your print is looking. It's very, very important, the underground. But I don't know what I will do with this. I will just, you know, I think I'm just going to trash it because it's just a printable, right? I can print it again if I want to use it. I don't have to use this. So I did the exact same thing, and as always, the second time doing things always goes a lot better. So it turned out great. It's a lot sturdier, so I definitely recommend 160 GSM paper for this project. And now it is time for us to add the closure. So you have seen me do this before. I just take a piece of thread. This is embroidery thread, gray one. I also used the gray one already in the back, so I thought it would be a good idea to use that in the front as well to keep a little bit of continuity. And that's also what I like about this stamping, because we also have, of course, these stamped flaps in the back. If you haven't watched that, I also made a playlist for this particular Lapbook. It's called Lapbook Junk Journal Morris and Bloom, so you can find it again if you would like to see it. Okay, we are going to snip off this little tail because I actually hate this little tail. I don't like seeing that, so snipping it off. I made a double knot under here, and now we turn it around and we are going to go, be a lot easier if you just lay it down here. Go around this a couple of times. So 1, 2, 3, I guess something like this, and then on the top. So this is our closure. I love it. I am super happy with it. And now we can attach our pocket thingy to our lapbook. Margaret made a slot here in the back. I don't have a slot there because of obvious reasons. I'm going to stick this in my book here. And I thought I would add it here. I think that would look great. And I picked this paper from the Morris & Bloom kit. This is actually a freebie. And I thought this would look super cool together. And I did not use this paper already in the background. I thought it would be a great contrast. So maybe pull something of this pattern somewhere here as well later on. Now, I used this chipboard, and this is of course super ugly. So I thought of a little detail I want to try. If I would line this up here and flip the edges over, then we would have some nice edges. That was my thinking. And I think we will do that. So if I need this amount of paper, then I need to let's see, cut it. I need something like this. So if I cut it here, then I know, or here, should I cut it here? Then I know for sure it will be big enough. Do you have the same with lining up? Then you line it up and then you are like this silly person moving their arms again, and then it's all crooked again. I don't know. I am very much that person. Oh no, I cut completely crooked. Oh, Kyra. Oh, talking about silly movements. But I think we will manage with the other side of this. Yes, let's just take the other side. Let's forget this traumatic thing happened, okay? Oh my god. Oh, sometimes I wonder how it is possible that I'm alive. Oh god. Yeah, so we just turned the paper around. Nothing going on. Doesn't really matter. Did we lose a flower? Did I think about that? No. No. Right? Or yes? Oh, that's so sad. We lost a flower. Will it fit? I have to check. I have to check. Because we lost the flower. I thought the flower would look so pretty here. Okay, wait. How big are you? Will I manage? I will make it fit. I will make it fit. This is so bad. Okay, I'm going to ink the inside because we are actually going to stick this immediately on the panel. Again, I can never reach it again. All the other sides I can reach. So, just going to grab my tacky glue. Let's go. Before I do something silly again. No. How can you line everything up and still... It's one of those evenings. Do you have the same? That sometimes it's just... Things just don't work out as you planned. And you can fix them. It's okay, you can fix them. But... sometimes it's just not your day. I did have a good day today. Against all odds, I thought today would be a crappy day, but I did have a good day. So I'm very grateful for that. I guess tomorrow will be a bad one again, but then at least I had one good day. Let's go. Okay, lining this up. Trying to do it somewhat in the middle, and I'm trying to line it up straight with the edge of my chipboard. Now, let's push this, flip it over. I left this on purpose because, of course, I want to fold these edges over. So I'm going to pre-fold them, and that way I can take out the excess corners. And yes, it does fit even with my awful mistake. Oh, but we're good. We're good. Nobody will ever know. That's the beauty of making craft projects. If you don't tell people, people don't know. I make a lot of mistakes during crafting, but then I just pull them off as, you know, being on purpose. So I'm cutting these corners not exactly on here, because otherwise if you do that, then I need a bigger scissor. If you do that, then you will see the chipboard corners. So I'm cutting in until the cross point of this fold, and then I'm cutting out the other way. And then you should make some very neat corners. Okay, first I will grab something to glue on, just in case I'm going to smudge everything. I will take for this my tacky glue, and I'm going to add glue to this. I don't need to ink this because these paper sides will be hidden under the base panel of this panel we are going to create. I thought about something with a gatefold for this panel, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, now let's first fold these two in. I like to do that from the middle and then, I don't know, rubbing it towards me so everything lines up on the side. That's how I like to do that. If you have your own thing, then do your own thing. And I do it from the bottom, then I rub it away from me. And that way I get nice straight edges. Now let's add some glue here. I feel so lucky on my mistake. Could be fixed. So, now let's see the corners. I like to fold them in a little bit already, so I know they will move inward and not outward when I lift up the paper. So it's just the tiniest bit, and then I do exactly the same from the middle. And that way I always get nice corners and nicely tucked in sides. But if you have a way for you that helps you, then do it your own way. This is just my way. Okay, so this panel we will keep for another day. So let's move back to ours. Oh, I love it. Looks great. And we need to do some distressing on this side. Oh, I love it. I will also already distress a little on the other side, but I think it's not necessary because probably I will do it again when I'm actually going to work on that side. Okay, I love it. William Morris was such a great designer. I love his work. We have our gate fold, oh no, pocket fold thingy. So I thought I would add that here on the bottom. Do I want to have it completely on the bottom or maybe leave a bit of a gap, or do I want to line it up with the bottom? Yeah, I'm going to line it up with the bottom, and I'm going to glue it on 2 sides, because then it is a tuck spot and we can tuck something behind it. So I'm just adding glue on this side and on the bottom. And then we are lining it up with this corner of this panel and the sides. Sticking it down. I love it. Need to push it down a little bit more on top. Maybe it's a little bit too long of a thread. Maybe 4 times is a bit too long. I'm going to take my bone folder to push it down here. And let's also push it down here on the side and on the bottom. Okay, I guess this is it. I don't like that this slot is sticking up a little bit, but we are going to add something inside. One. Come on. Come on. 2. Sometimes, yeah, going to cut this piece off, keep it like this. So now this is the piece for our side. I think maybe I should leave it open so it can also grab here on the top, because it's not grabbing. Yeah, so this is it for today. I think I haven't thought about decorating, so we are going to do some decorating on a different day. But let's go to the end result. The end result. So this is how it looks from the top. We are getting a little bit of a gator mouth, but that is because of the tabs on this side and not so much because of the things we created, because I kept the sizes in mind with the spine. So yeah, this will probably be somewhat of a gator mouth, but we also need to do a closure. So yeah, and we still need to do one panel. We don't have a lot of space for something on that, so we will see. But for now, this is it. If we open it up, this is how it looks. These are really nice flat, by the way. If you open it up, then here is what we created today. So you can stick something big behind here. Then you can also add something in this slot. Does this Verkada card fit? Well, it actually fits, so you can put something in that slot. Then if you open it up, let's open it up, you have a pocket here on the bottom that you can use. And maybe it would have been nice if we had punched it here, but I did it the wrong time, I guess. Then you also have a pocket here on the side. You can open this up. Maybe I'm going to add something extra here, like an envelope or something. I'm not quite sure. Then you also have a pocket here, and we have a pocket here. So that is our envelope thingy. Yeah, I think I should have put this on this notch on this side, and that would have made a lot more sense than on this side. But well, I can also, by the way, still cut it out if I would like, because this is too long, so it is a complete notch. But I will think about that. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about also how important it is to have sturdy paper sometimes, and when it is important to use some sturdier paper. I will let this, by the way, let this dry completely when it is opened up. I think that is a lot better. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you all next time.